can do a ponytail, that's it. But I'm working. Okay, well, you can just be a little brat in front of it. So, I want you to look at my feet. So, if you look at my arch, you know it's kind of high, right? If you look at your arch and you have a higher arch, that means your pelvic floor is holding a little bit more tension on that side. We want to be able to have the arch lengthen and contract. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a sock underneath your arch, and we're gonna pay attention to, can that midfoot relax down into the sock or the band? So I have this just like this, and it's underneath my arch. My heel is heavy, thank you. And I'm going to think about allowing my knee to travel as far forward as I can, keeping my heel heavy. And then I'm gonna come back, all right? So I'm gonna take my left knee, press it into my right hand, and exhale, perform a Kegel as I rock forward, keeping my heel on the ground. And then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna exhale, heel heavy, allowing the knee to travel forward, and then come back. Now I'm gonna add on to that. Exhale, and then take your left knee, drag out into your hand. Inhale, drag it back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, drag it back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, drag it back. All right? Do 2 more, then you're gonna get up and you're gonna walk around. And you're gonna see, perhaps you feel your foot more on the ground. I want you to get this in your brain. When you do split squats, lunges, step ups, you are gonna allow the knee to travel forward with the heel heavy. This is gonna help you get your glutes turned on, okay? Just takes a little bit of time. We're gonna do exactly the same thing on the opposite side. So if I take my right foot forward, I have this band underneath my arch. So if this right here is my big toe, this is my big toe mound, my arch is here, okay? And I'm having my sock or my band underneath there. I like to take something else if I have a hard time connecting to my heel, thank you, and keep that down as well, okay? I'm here, I'm going to rock forward, keeping my heel heavy, and then come back. Then you can incorporate the exhale, contract that right side of your pelvic floor. Maybe it's harder to contract, maybe it's easier to contract. Maybe you don't know how to let it go, but I'm just trying to teach you how to pay a little bit more attention to your body. Exhale, contract on the way forward. Inhale, drag, pressing out on the way back. Exhale, and inhale. Everyone knows I want to kill my husband right now, right? Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, inhale. Now, we're gonna lie on our backs. We're gonna try that leg lock glute bridge again. So this is different and it's a little hard. So if I take my block and I put it down by where the wall and the floor meet, I'm gonna lie down on my back and I'm gonna perform a one-legged bridge. Super small movement, lots of hamstrings. Big toe mound, press down into the wall, and then my heel is driving down into the block, all right? I want you to lie on your back, pull your right knee into your chest, and we're gonna do an isometric hold for a couple seconds in the bridge position. If you're worried about doing one leg, do it with 2 legs, and then just hang out there, all right? So I'll show you what 2 legs look like. 2 feet on here, big toe mound, heel, and then I just hold here, bridging my butt up. Notice how my ass isn't on the ground, and I've used my glutes to do that. I've used my hamstrings to do that, all right? Otherwise, one knee pulls into your chest, bridge up. I'm not arching in my back, my rib cage and my pelvis are aligned. Big toe finds the contact on the wall, as does the big toe mound. drive that heel down, holding and breathing. And then you're gonna lower down and you're gonna bridge up. And you're gonna lower down and you're gonna bridge up. And you're gonna do that 12 times on each side with that co-contraction, bending in that knee. Super small movement, lots of hamstring. Don't be afraid to shout out if you don't feel it or you don't know what you're doing. Make sure that knee stays bent.
Stop.
Liz says she's really sore, so we need to be nice to her.
It took me 2.5 hours to get down one run. There's no short chairlift. I was crying at the top.
Oh my gosh.
Where were you?
I'm at Killington and it's end of season. I'm learning how to snowboard. It's like my 3rd time. It took me 2.5 hours to get down the bunny slope from the top of the mountain.
It sounds like my experience skiing for the first time.
Mine too. That bunny slope at Killington's a killer.
Ross,
2 fucking miles long.
I know. I fell over. I couldn't feel my legs.
So, do you guys notice a difference between one side and the other?
Oh, stop. A little bit.
What did you feel, Drea?
Tighter. It was easier on the left. It's tighter on the right.
Okay. Now, flip yourself over, grab your block. You're literally just gonna give me 6 good breaths in a long lever bear plank position. So we're just talking about getting the breath to the back as we engage through the abdominal. So if I take this block and I shove it between my legs, I'm gonna walk myself out into this position and I'm gonna press the ground away. Notice how like I'm not here, my wrist and my shoulders are aligned, but my shoulders and my butt are in a straight line and my knees are bent. Heels are touching the wall. From here, I am pushing into my index finger and my thumb and my pinky finger. I'm gonna inhale into my back. I'm gonna empty from the bottom up, squeezing on this block. Think about emptying from the bottom. Your hip bones are drawing towards each other and your air is coming from the bottom of your abs out your mouth. You're holding here for 6 breaths. Inhale and exhale. You are not using your neck. You're using your deep core. Inhale and exhale. Squeeze on that block, empty from the bottom. Breathe into all those places in your back that feel tight. Rebecca, take your shoulders forward a little bit more. That was the shortest 6 breaths I've ever seen. And then relax. So you should feel your abs in that position. The more that we practice that, the more it just becomes automatic, all right? We're gonna practice our squats and we're gonna practice a inhale and an exhale in the mid-range of a squat. So if you use a door or a TRX, you're gonna have your heels elevated and you're gonna have a block to squeeze unless you're Arpita or Ross. So shoes can still be off. You're gonna set yourself up where you can hold on to something and have your heels elevated on either a wedge or a rolled up yoga mat. I'm gonna show you what this looks like. You can hold on to a door or you can hold on to a suspension trainer. So what this looks like is connecting your breathing to your pelvic floor, to your squat. As I inhale, I relax my pelvic floor, right? We're gonna practice this in a lot of different positions. My heels are up and I have this block between my legs. I'm gonna hold on to something to keep my torso nice and vertical, and I'm gonna pull myself down into a squat. Notice how my knees are traveling forward and my torso is up. This is my inhale and this is my relaxing of my pelvic floor. I'm gonna exhale, squeeze the shit out of the block, come halfway up, and then I'm gonna inhale, lower down. Relax my pelvic floor. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze, lift your pelvic floor. Inhale, relax. You're gonna do gonna do 12 of these super slow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze it out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale.
You're really being gentle on the legs.
I'm really being nice today, aren't I? So, after that, I'm gonna have you walk around. So, Lauren, use that pole in front of you. Okay, see that pole? You're gonna hold on to it. Now, we always say this, you need to lengthen in order to contract, right? When you get the stack, you get the abs. When you get the stack and the contraction and the relaxation, you get the glutes too, right? So it should be quads, but also glutes and abdominals, okay? Now, we're gonna do a version of that with one leg. So you're gonna hold onto your wall and we're gonna come over to a one-legged position. So if I'm standing on my right leg, I'm holding onto the wall with my right arm, okay? Stand on your right leg. You're gonna exhale, drop down. So my left hand is reaching towards the ground. My right knee is coming forward, and this left hip is kind of dropping behind. This is my closed internal hip rotation. Then I'm gonna push through the ground and I'm gonna come up, but I'm gonna inhale, open up. Notice how my knee is staying kind of out and my big toe is down. Exhale, drop that left hip down. Inhale, push down through the ground, open up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, push through the big toe mound. Drive that knee out a little bit and open up. Do you feel your butt? You're gonna do 10 of these. You're exhaling down, inhaling up. So your glutes need to work in a rotational fashion as well, right? So they need internal and external rotation. You should feel your glute. I think Ross does.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Now, we're gonna do exactly the same thing on the opposite side. You're coordinating that breathing, right? You're thinking about exhaling down. Look, my right hip is behind my left. My big toe mound is on the ground. I'm coming up, pushing down through the big toe. Thank you. And I'm opening up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale.
You're staying bent over the whole time, right?
I have my hand on the wall the whole time. Seriously, guys?
Is your heel up?
Nope. Who's that?
Lucy.
Nope. You can have your heel up if you want to. I'm not gonna go there right now.
Yeah.
What I do want to do though is make sure that knee stays bent, right?
Oh, God. Oh, geez.
You're not drinking my coffee. You know how much that pisses me off.
She's probably super distracting to you, but like you can't see her or hear her on our side. So
Okay.
No, she just like kicks over everything and like. Anyways,
It's
back
like you
to
walk by with a helmet on.
it's really
she's
cute.
got mittens on and a helmet. Her socks don't match. I think her pants are too small and her shirt's too big. It's all good. So lie down on your back. You're gonna do those hip bridge leg locks again. 12 reps on one side, 12 reps on the other. Find the big toe mound and the foot digging the heel in. All right, 12 and 12, and just see what feels different now that we've kind of like connected to the feet a little bit. The block is driving down into the ground, your big toe, your pinky toe. If you like 2 legs, do 2 legs. If you want 1 leg, do 1 leg. But my big toe and mound, stay into the wall as my heel drives down, right? And then I usually like to do like an isometric, be like, all right, this is where it's going, lower down, bridge up, lower down, bridge up. If you feel this in your lower back, it means you're losing the position of your pelvis. And so think about that. You should not feel your lower back, and you need to keep that knee bent throughout. Good. Keep that other leg, the one that's pulled into your chest, keep it in the same position. I don't want to see it moving back and forth. I hear another child screaming. I don't know whose it is.
Ryan, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. No, why? Don't be sorry. Are you kidding? I think it's funny. Good. Now, we're going to do something that's a little complicated because that's like my MO, but it's going to feel good. We're going to get the abs on in a lengthened position and the abs on in a shortened position. All right. You're going to think about setting yourself up with your feet on the wall. I'm going to go super slow and I'm going to go through the whole entire thing with you. We're not just going to do it once today. All right. So it's combining two things that we do often. If I take my feet and I am dragging up a wall, my knees are down on the pad, right? If I walk myself out to here, do you see how like I'm in a straight line in my back? I'm in a plank position, but my knees are down on the ground. I'm pulling up. This is going to control the position of my pelvis. So I have something underneath my knees and I'm in this kind of like walked out plank position. If I do this and I walk my hands out further, this is going to lengthen through my abs, right? But look at my back, it's still flat. I'm going to take a big inhale into my back and I'm going to exhale all the air out. That should get my abs on. Do you agree?
Yes.
Now, walk your hands back to the start position. Untuck your toes off the wall. So now you're going to tuck the toes under and you're going to inhale, press yourself back into that down dog position with the knees off the ground. Exhale, push yourself forward. Yep, we're going to just do it together. Lower your knees down, drag up the wall, walk it out. Take a big inhale into your back. Exhale, empty from the bottom up. All the air out. Walk your hands back. Tuck your toes under. Inhale, drive your whole body back. Knees are off the ground. Exhale, forward. Lower your knees down. Drag your feet up the wall. Walk your hands forward. Take a big inhale into your back. Exhale, empty from the bottom. Walk your hands back. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees off the ground as you inhale. Exhale, forward. Drop your knees down. Tuck those toes so they're dragging up the wall. Walk yourself out. Inhale. Exhale, abs. Walk your hands back. Lift your knees up and come back into that down dog with your knees off the ground. Inhale. And exhale forwards. Relax. Did you feel your abs?
Yeah.
Good. Was it too much for your brain?
No, it's okay.
Keep
Okay.
doing it.
I felt a lot of hamstrings.
Yes. Your hamstrings are pulling on the wall to keep your pelvis in a good position, right?
Oh.
So you want to just make sure that you're exhaling from the bottom up, all that air out as well. Now we're going to come stand up. We're going to do a world's greatest stretch with inhale and exhale, a lateral lunge, and then we're going to get to the workout. Okay. So lateral lunge. I'm going to stand with my legs spread wide. I want you to think about shifting to that right side. So I'm thinking big toe, pinky toe, heel, shifting, and then I'm gonna take my left hand, I'm gonna press it into my knee. Contract your pelvic floor. Inhale down into a deep squat, relax your pelvic floor. Exhale, shift to the left. Push that knee in. Push your knee into the hand into the knee, contract the pelvic floor. Inhale, relax down. Exhale, shift, contract. Inhale, lower down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, one more on each side. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Good. Do you guys kind of feel that? Your feet coming into the ground a little bit, and just like as you're breathing, you're able to drop down deeper into the squat, sort of?
Yep.
Now, if I come into my upper push-up position, I'm gonna step my right foot forward. I'm gonna inhale, open up, and then I'm gonna take my hands down, and I'm gonna exhale, come into a hamstring stretch. Inhale, rotate, open up. Exhale, straighten the front leg, hamstring stretch. So when I inhale, open up, my hand is like facing you, I'm waving. I feel my shoulder blade on my back. And exhale, engaging those abs, opening up that upper back. Two more. Open up, inhale, and exhale. Step your left foot forward and your right leg back. Open up, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Good. You're gonna grab a kettlebell or a dumbbell. We're gonna do a chest press to the first 3 steps of the Turkish get up, worrying about our breathing and the connection to our abs. So if I use a kettlebell, I don't have one near me, so I'm not. I'm gonna lie on my back. I'm gonna use my right arm and I'm gonna bend my right knee. Left leg is extended. I'm gonna hold on to the weight. I'm gonna take a deep breath into my chest and into my back. Right knee is bent. Left leg is extended, and so is my left arm. I'm gonna exhale, press the weight up, and then I'm gonna roll to my forearm. And then I'm gonna replace my fingertips where my elbow was, and I'm gonna bridge up. Now, my right heel is down, and I'm looking at the weight. Lower my butt down, lower my forearm down, and lower my back down. Inhale, exhale, roll. 2 and 3. Roll down, use your abs, look at the weight. Pull it down, exhale it up. All right, I want you to do that 4 times on the right hand side so I can watch. Good, and take your left hand out to the side a little bit more. Yep, and just think about giving yourself a lot of space as you come up so you don't hate it. Yep, push your left hand back even more so you have more space to bridge up. Good.
Back here.
Yep, so then you're kind of packing your shoulder and you're pushing your ground away. We're gonna do exactly the same thing on the opposite side. Notice the difference. Can you feel the connection? Is it harder? You're just trying to connect your movement to your breath so that you're getting opening, but also nice and stable at the same time. So I start on the ground with my elbow bent. I'm going to exhale, press, and I'm going to roll to my forearm. Now my hand is going to replace where my elbow was. I'm going to push the ground away. My left heel is down. I'm going to lower my butt down, my forearm down, and my back down. I'm controlling that. Inhale, pull the weight down. Exhale, empty from the bottom. roll up. Hand replaces elbow, fingertips face away, bridge up, heel drives down into the ground, lower down, and lower down. So I want 4 on the left. Good, keep your eye on that weight. Make it feel as smooth as possible. Next thing we're gonna do is come to the wall. I want you to grab either a long skinny band or a sweatshirt. And we're gonna come into our like hip shifting deadlift position, okay, that we've been practicing for like a year. Lauren's like, no, I haven't. So, wall, we're gonna think about the right foot being grounded down on the ground. So, my right foot's forward, and my left foot is on the wall. Now, I think about my left hip rotating towards my right knee, and this strap is gonna go around the right leg, and I'm gonna pull out on it. So if I take a band, I thread it through, it's kind of like longer. I am pulling my knee out, right, with my thumb turned up, and I'm not letting my knee get pulled out, basically, okay? So you're gonna hold here for 5 breaths, pulling out on the knee, and just holding in this position. So my rib cage and my pelvis are in a line. I feel my big toe, my pinky toe, and my heel, and my knee is bent. My left hip rotates towards my right side, and I'm breathing and holding in this position. What do you feel? Good. You should feel your right ass, correct? Lose the band. Because I'm going to say we did a couple breaths. What you're going to do is push your right ass back as you inhale the left hand down, and then you're going to quickly and swiftly push your left foot off the wall and come to stand like this. Exhale. Yeah? Inhale, reach your butt back. Exhale, stand it up. Inhale, reach that butt back, hand down. Exhale, stand it up. Good. You're gonna do this 10 times. Reach that butt back. Exhale, stand it up. Nice. So Rebecca, make sure the length is coming from your glute, not your low back. So really push your ass back. Yeah. What do you guys feel here? Your ass a lot, right? Do you feel it lengthening on the way back and then contracting on the way up? You should feel your whole leg. Good. So, once you've done one side, we're gonna do exactly the same thing. I want everybody to make sure you get in the nice position where you're lengthening through your breath with that towel or band first, and then you're gonna load the leg, right? So, if I have my left leg down on the ground, I wanna make sure that my big toe, my pinky toe, and my heel are all driving down into the ground. I have my right leg rotating a little bit towards the left knee, and I'm hanging out in a position where I can pull out against the band, but maintain the position of my foot and my knee and breathe. Big toe, pinky toe, heel, bent forward, rib cage and pelvis are in a line, and I'm just breathing here. I do not feel my back. I feel my left butt. I'm in my left hip. So Justine, are you pulling with the same side arm?
I'm trying to get my hip not to hike.
Okay. So if I think about lengthening as I go back, I'm going to turn my camera so you can watch. Watch my butt. I'm going to do this. I'm going to inhale. I'm loading this glute, and then I'm pushing off my right leg. Exhale. Inhale, load that glute. Exhale, drive it up. Inhale, butt goes back. Exhale, drive it up. So you should really feel that glute and hamstring. Yep. A lot of us are just so contracted back there. It's hard for us to get that feeling. Nice. And I want to believe that you're pushing yourself off the wall. So push yourself off the wall hard. Good. Good. Now you're going to grab onto your dumbbell or your kettlebell. We're going to do a wall row with inhale. So I'm coming into a plank position, walking myself down so that I can expand through my back, get my abs and my lats on. So if you look at me from the side, I'm going to do 12 rows on each side, but I'm going to drag down the wall. So I'm in this plank position. Now, you notice how my body right now is more like an L? And then here it's more like a straight line-ish. I want the straight line. You're dragging down the wall. You can spread your legs as much as you want, but your heels are not on the ground, okay? Now, inhale, row. Inhale, row.
You on your toes?
What?
You on your toes?
Yep. Heels are off the ground, and I'm more in a straight line than I am in an L. Yep, drag down the wall. Nice. Inhale, row. Lucy, take your hips forward a little bit, like down. Yep, perfect. Nice. Spread your legs, Drea, and keep your knees slightly bent. Connect the rib cage and the pelvis towards each other. Nice. Dragging down the wall as you inhale, row. Spread through your fingers on the wall. Nice.
We inhale as we row?
Yep.
Oh.
Nice. Now, we're going to use the same squat position that we talked about, except you're going to grab onto a single dumbbell or a single kettlebell, and we're going to do a squat thrust for 12. If you like sitting down onto something so you know you're not going too low, you can do that, and I'm going to show you both. So if you elevate your heels and you grab onto a dumbbell, you're going to think about inhaling yourself down and then exhaling yourself into an overhead position. So sure, you're using your whole body, but you're really biasing your legs on the way up, okay? So if I set myself up, my heels are elevated. If you like the block between your legs, go for it. I'm gonna think about inhaling to pull myself down, allowing my knees to kind of travel forward. And then I'm exhaling overhead. So if I go like this, I'm inhaling down, and then I use my legs, exhale overhead. So I'm gonna move this so you can see me, and you're gonna give me 12. Rib cage and pelvis in a line, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale.
Will you do it with a kettlebell?
Yeah. But I don't know why you would if you had a fucking dumbbell.
No. Nice. What kind of, is that a medium weight or something?
Yeah, I just used 25, but use whatever you want because you're gonna go for 12. Lucy's like, yeah, I'm too short. So what you could do, and don't take this with a grain of salt, you could lower yourself down and start to reach out so you get more abs, but I don't want it to bother your neck, you know? And then bring it back. Yeah. Inhale, reach it out as you go down, and then exhale, or just keep it as is.
Yeah, it just kind of shot through my neck when I did that, so I was just gonna keep it.
Drea, watch your torso and your ribs, right? Try not to break apart just because you can. Yep, nice. Lauren, what I would do next time, go sit to a box so you know where the end range is and you're less likely to hinge forward. You're gonna get more abs, okay? Now, we're gonna go triceps. You're gonna dig your heels into your bench or your wall. We're gonna pull over and perform a tricep extension with that same dumbbell that you had, okay? So if I'm here, lying on my back, I'm gonna pull over. When my rib cage starts to flare, that is when I start to bend my elbows. So this should work your arms in addition to your hamstrings and your abs. But if you're not feeling your triceps, then you're doing something wrong and you just let me know, okay? So grab on. I'm holding onto my dumbbell on either side. I'm digging my heels into a bench or into the wall. I'm gonna bridge my butt up off the ground and I'm gonna inhale, pull over. The second that my rib cage starts to flare, I'm gonna bend at my elbows, lowering the weight to the ground. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, pull over, bend at the elbows. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale. Elbows in, empty from the bottom, exhale. Inhale, bend those elbows in, exhale. So the biggest thing I see is the elbows flaring out, and then you do not feel your triceps. And I don't want that.
I promise this isn't some sort of weird humble brag, but what if I can lower my hands all the way to the ground without my abs flaring?
I want it to be a tricep extension.
Okay.
Yeah, so bring your elbows towards each other more. It's like a skull crusher, but I was just trying to get your lats in too. Yep. Good.
We go back every time until our hips flare, or just one time?
I did it every single time.
I didn't do that part, sorry.
That's okay. Do you feel your triceps?
Yeah, a lot.
Then we're good. So imagine that you were like squeezing on a block between your elbows, and that's how you know that you're keeping in. I just like to always get a little bit of expansion up top, and I feel like I can really inhale into that position and feel my abs as well.
Can I ask a question about the squat?
Yeah.
So, sorry. I have to go slow on the way up to not break apart my ribs and my hips. Is that okay?
As long as you're using your legs for the press, you're fine.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like keep that coordination, but watch yourself in the camera. So this is your straight line instead of breaking apart to just use your back. So we're gonna go back, chest press to 1, 2, 3 TGU. This time you're gonna do it 3 times on each side. So get that press and roll yourself up. I'm still gonna talk you through it, but I wanna go pulling yourself down into the press, reaching and exhaling, and then rolling up and down. I'm here, my right knee, left leg's extended. I'm gonna think about inhale, exhale, roll it, make it nice and smooth. I'm watching the weight the whole time. My right heel never comes up off the ground, and I'm rolling down. Inhale, exhale, roll it up. Really reach those knuckles towards the ceiling.
Let's see. That is definitely not me breathing.
What does that mean? Good. So if you were to look at your hand, you'd really want that ring finger kind of facing up towards the ceiling. I like to think about my, yep, good. Once you've done that, we are going to the single leg deadlift, but we're gonna do an easier, more basic version that's combining holding onto the wall and using a weight, okay? So, if I'm standing on my right leg, my weight is in my left hand. If you're like, Stacey, fuck you, I'm not doing it with a weight, don't worry about it. If I'm standing on my right leg, my right hand is pressing into the wall. My right knee is gonna stay bent, and it's gonna stay bent throughout the process. I'm reaching my butt back, and then I'm standing up, but I'm trying to keep a little bit of bend to the knee. Arpita and Ross are going to keep the heel down. Everyone else is going to see what it feels like. Lauren too, keep the heel down. Everybody else can see what it feels like to lift the heel a little bit. Big toe, pinky toe, reach the butt back and stand up. If the heel lift is too hard, just keep it with a regular single leg deadlift, reaching the butt back. I want you to be 10. You're inhaling down, exhaling up. Keeping that knee bent throughout. Good. Mia, you too, experiment with what it feels like to keep the heel on the ground.
Okay.
Allow that glute to lengthen on the way down. Good. Drea, play around with that knee bending a little bit more. Big toe. Good. What do you feel?
Left ass.
Good answer. Once you've done 10, you're going to do 10 on the other side. Yes, keep that knee bent right there, Drea, even when you're coming up. Yeah. So that's that co-contraction that's going to lead to that glute and having the knees feel really good. It just takes a little practice. Do we notice anything different about one side versus the other? Good, and try not to go so much onto the ball of the foot. Think about your heel dropping down a little bit more and your knee driving forward more. Yeah. Good. Keep the knee like that. Good. Rebecca, you could bend your knee forward a little bit and feel the stretch. Yeah, through your glute. Good. Then we're going wall row, 12 and 12. Now, when I walk myself down, I do want it to feel like I'm having to hold myself up with my abs. Also, look at my feet. So if I go here, I'm actively dragging up my lats to get myself in this position. The wider I spread my legs, the easier it's going to be. I could do this, and that's more of an L in my mind, but I'm looking more for a straight line where I can inhale and row for 12. Okay? My balls of my feet are what's on the ground. Good. Spread through your fingers, drag down the wall. Shouldn't feel anything bad in your shoulders. You should feel expansion through the back as you inhale. Good. Arpita, love it.
Can't see my own zippy back. Okay.
Good. Now drag down the wall that exhales the ribs down, right? And keeps the pelvis in a line with the. Yeah. Rebecca's like, what the hell? I have to teach someone else's class, so I have to leave like 5 minutes early to try to like get on the internet. So I'm just trying to pack it full here. I hope I'm succeeding. We're gonna do that sit down to thrust. So if I said it helped to sit down onto the bench and loves a nice box squat, it's basically like a box squat, but you're driving yourself out of the hole and then overhead, okay? So if I was here, I'd hold on to my weight And if you just watch my torso, I just want to make sure you can see like everything. Whatever, I could use a dumbbell, I could use a kettlebell. I just grabbed a kettlebell right now, but if I'm gonna go sit down into this box squat, I'm gonna exhale, but my rib cage stays in a line with my pelvis, so not arching in my back, and I'm using my legs. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale.
Are you locking your knees out?
No, never. Good. So the heels elevated makes it easier to drop down. The block squeeze, if you're a narrow rib cage angle, makes you stay more connected. I think that Lauren, Mia, Arpita, and Ross, they would all not use the block. We're gonna do biceps instead of doing the triceps because I don't think everybody loved it. So in a tall kneeling position, you're gonna drag your feet imaginarily up the wall, and we're gonna perform some bicep curls. Liz, if you wanna go do that tricep extension again, you can, because you only have a kettlebell, or you could sit into a deep squat and do it. But if you like the tricep, stick with it. I'm just giving you another option. You can get on your knees, grab onto your dumbbells. I'm setting myself up in this tall kneeling position where I can do this with my hamstrings. And then I'm gonna think about curling up. Inhale. And I'm doing two at the same time. So you decide if you want to do bicep curls or the tricep extension. Make sure you feel nothing in your back. Good. If you're doing it with one arm, you can do 10 on each side. Good. Or you could alternate. Allow your shoulders to relax away from your ears. If you're doing the tricep extension, elbows pulling in towards each other and the rib cage isn't flaring. Good. So if you're doing the bicep curl, watch if your arm is behind your body, try to bring your arm forward and then curl, really focusing on your actual bicep. Control the lower. I like a nice hammer curl where I kind of have my arm extended and then I curl my fingernails towards my face and then I lower myself down with the thumb up. Works your biceps a little bit more. So come and stand up. We're gonna have a little bit of fun breathing through your nose. And I'm speaking like this because my teeth make me look like I am from the South.
Seriously, we can't see your teeth.
Good, well, I'm paranoid, okay? Correct them. All right, we're gonna do a lateral lunge into a curtsy lunge. If you're coordinated AF, you can grab onto a light dumbbell. If you're not, then don't. So we did a lateral lunge in the beginning and we're gonna move through that internal and external rotation again. So I'm gonna show it body weight and then I'm gonna show it with a weight. So if I start with my feet together, I'm gonna step with my right leg. My left hand's gonna reach down and then this right leg is gonna step behind me into a curtsy lunge. So I'm literally like going lateral, curtsy. So I work my right leg and then I work my left leg. Now, I want you to try 6 of those. If I use a weight, I'd be doing this. Left hand has the weight, step, reach, switch the weight, do the curtsy. Step, curtsy, step, curtsy. So I have my left hand has the weight, right hand has the weight. Left hand, right hand. Nice. Perfect. Feel like we're doing step aerobics together. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm gonna talk you through it with my body weight and then with the weight. Left leg steps, sit into that hip. Look at my knee is still kind of in and my toes point forward. And then I press myself back to that curtsy lunge. My knee and my foot are still facing forward. Sit and sit. Step and now with the weight, same thing. Reach towards that left leg, switch your hands, step that left leg back. Sit into it, step back. Step into it, step back. Nice. Good. Think about your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel.
It looks like Christine is lifting 1 million pounds with those weights.
Yep, she is.
It's insane.
She's a strong bitch. So you're gonna get into a kneeling plank position and you're gonna do one of the following. You're gonna use your dumbbell and you're gonna drag it across your body, or you're literally just gonna reach with your hands. Either one's gonna get your abdominals on. Now, I'm gonna show it from the side. If I'm here and I have my knees on the ground and I'm dragging up the wall, this is my start position. You see how I'm in this like same thing that we started with? My wrists and my shoulders in a line. I got my hamstrings on. I'm going to reach my left hand underneath me and I'm gonna drag the weight across. Hand comes down, right hand reaches underneath. Notice how nothing changes in my body. This is my inhale, drag it, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. You could also tuck your toes, lift your knees. Take your left hand, reach across your body and inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You should feel your abs and your obliques. The only thing I'd say, Lucy, try to push into the hand more that's on the ground because your whole torso is kind of rotating. Try to just really push through the ground with the hand that's on the ground. Try that for 12 and drag it, Christine. Good. Drag. Good. Push through that hand. My feet are on the wall to keep my pelvis from moving. Do you feel your abdominals when you do that? Okay.
Yep.
Then you're going to come stand up. You're going to give me 20 lateral hide-ins, but you're going to stick each land. So now you're just pushing off the ground, right? I'm here. I jump to my right, stick it. Jump to my left, stick it. Jump to my right, stick it. I'm trying to think about my feet on the ground. Good. Big toe, pinky toe, push off the outside of the foot. And then we're going to do a couple breaths of a rock back, but get those 20 in. Nice. So you're going to grab onto your block and you're going to put the block the long way, not the long way, the wide way, sorry, with your palms turned up, and you're going to sit yourself back into the rock back. So your palms are turned up. The block is the wide way between your forearms. Good. So the goal here is not to break apart. Do you see that like hinge point by my bra strap right now? Palms turn up, walk your legs back a little bit, and I want you to just breathe into your back. And then exhale, empty from the bottom. Inhale. And exhale. Do you guys feel that wrap kind of all the way around? So your elbows are nice and in. You should feel like your serratus, your upper back. And you walk yourself back as far as you can, maintaining that rib cage and pelvic position. All right. You guys did great. Love ya. Happy hump day.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.